Senator Klobuchar is the lead author tonight of this letter from all 47 Democratic U.S. senators pushing President Trump's newly appointed head of the Postal Service to reverse the things he's already done to slow down the mail and to take back and rescind his threats that the delivery of ballots in advance of what's about to be our country's first mostly mail-in ballot election, he's threatening that the delivery of ballots and the return of ballots is at risk by policies that he wants to change in the Postal Service in terms of how political mail is handled. Senator Klobuchar taking the lead on this. Quote, many state deadlines allow voters to request absentee ballot applications and absentee ballots within a few days of Election Day. So it is vital that standard delivery times remain low and pricing remain consistent with past practices to which election officials and voters are accustomed. Again, that letter tonight from all the Democrats in the Senate, helmed by Senator Klobuchar, who's going to join us in just a moment. The Democrats in the House are pushing the same way now. In this, which was just sent to Trump's Postmaster General from the House tonight. They say, quote, it is always essential that the Postal Service be able to deliver mail in a timely and effective manner. During the once-in-a-century health and economic crisis of COVID-19, though, the Postal Service's smooth functioning is a matter of life or death and is critical for protecting lives and livelihoods and the life of our American democracy. And then they get very specific. Quote, the House is seriously concerned that you are implementing policies that accelerate the crisis at the Postal Service, including directing post offices to no longer treat all election mail as first class. If implemented now, as the election approaches, these policy changes will cause further delays to election mail that will disenfranchise voters. And this may sound like kind of a Pickean thing, right? Like treating election mail as first-class mail as opposed to not first-class mail. But this is a really big deal. It is the longstanding practice of the post office to treat election mail, to treat political mail as first-class mail. And the Trump administration really has just stopped that. Less than 90 days out from this election that is going to be the first mostly vote-by-mail election that we've ever had. And that change that they have implemented could be the difference between us all getting ballots on time and getting them counted on time or not. And it's by design. The Washington Post tonight has this from a postal worker in Michigan who's sort of blowing the whistle, but on the condition of anonymity. Quote, every political season, we treat political mail like first-class mail. It was always the priority to go out. Now they're treating it like bulk rate mail. First-class mail, we always try to get it to you. We forward it to you if you moved. We try to find you. But the bulk rate mail that doesn't go out, we recycle it. Now we are recycling political mail. And by recycling, they mean throwing it away. For accountability reasons, the way things work in the Postal Service before now, just in case something went wrong in an election because something got screwed up in the political mail around that election, right now the Postal Service's operations manual says managers and postmasters have to keep a log of any political mail their offices receive to make sure stuff doesn't go walkies, right? To make sure there aren't shenanigans. But according to postal workers, under the new Trump guy who Trump has just installed, under the new rules and practices that he's put in place, they're not even doing that. They're not even documenting what political mail they're handling, despite the fact that the Postal Service manual says they have to. According to a postal worker in Michigan, speaking with the Washington Post tonight, quote, keeping up a log of political mail is the lowest form of accountability. It's the lowest form of keeping track of this mail. But now we are not doing it. So again, the revelation here is that these changes are not just proposed. They're not just something that's potentially worrying about how they're going to mishandle political mail deliberately in order to slow it down and in some cases ensure that it gets thrown away instead of delivered. It's not just a threat to do this. Postal workers are now saying that's what's happening.